Hello, everybody. My name's Ardendris, and welcome back to Poetry in Purgatory. Starting right off from where we ended off last time. It's literally been like 15 minutes for me. Had to take a quick break between them, but I do have to pre-record this one. So here we go. Back where we started. We are playing as Isobel. We died and went to heaven. And, Remm, God, has tasked us to go down to Purgatory and see what's going on down there, with Volumnius Casareche as our, like saying his full name, as our guide, or not guide, link between heaven and Purgatory while we're down there as a, well, that's where we ended off last time. We had just started off our way and entered the prologue, that I have completely forgotten the name of. It's literally been like 15 minutes. Hold on. What was the prologue called again? Your tears mean nothing to me. Not easy to see it again. There we go. Like, yeah, we're popping into the prologue from, I guess, the prologue? Anyways, let's just jump right back into things. It's really dark in here. Just stick close to me and you'll be fine. Are there any dangers around? Only the obvious danger of getting lost. Before, Remm told me about a tunnel located in Purgatory. Is this the same one? Yes. As I understand it, though, the tunnel is magical in nature, meaning that it isn't strictly a one-way passage, but rather can lead us to a myriad of places. For this reason, it is very important to know where you're headed, or else there's no telling where you may end up. Is there anything about the afterlife that is straightforward? In my experience, no. Unless you count the fact that we're all deceased, which is a familiar enough concept, I suppose. Somehow I almost managed to forget about that. It's quite interesting how quickly we get used to not being alive. Yeah. So, you walk down here often? Actually, will be my very first time visiting Purgatory. What? God's most trusted servant hasn't even been there? In general, denizens don't have any reason to make the trip. Unless, of course, they've been banished, in which case they don't have much of a choice. Denizens and dwellers should never mix, as Remm puts it. Huh. But won't this guide character think it's very suspicious that you're coming with me? Usually Remm herself brings the vanished to Purgatory, so yes, it could be seen as strange. However, she has her reasons for doing things, and I must assume that she's taken that into account as well. Besides, the guide has recently appointed a dweller to be his new companion in running his domain. Taking that into account, I guess that it isn't out of the question for God to promote a human of her own. Is that what you meant by you getting assigned to this post? Yes. You got promoted? You catch on very quick, Isabel. I try. I'm very impressed at Volumnius. You said you'd never been here before, but finding the right way seems easy enough for you. Oh, I've studied extensively in preparation for this journey. One always needs to be prepared, after all. You studies. I was about to say, you sound like a Boy Scout. I take it you're not much of a scholar. I'm pretty good at learning things. My father is very strict about it. Or was, I guess. Since I won't be seeing him again. Never say never. Huh? Are we there yet? Just about. In fact, we should be able to see things brightening up very soon. Thanks for being such pleasant company. Likewise. That's very right. There we go. My eyes! Open them slowly, and then behold. Purgatory. Things are different now. Huh? I just realized I no longer have game audio. How long has that been like that? Let me try and fix that real quick. I also missed a couple lines here. 1 second. Okay, then I'm back to this point. I was like cycling through it and like reloaded the game. Still no music, so I guess there's just no music in this section. That caught me off guard. Like, this felt like a moment where they would, if there was no music, they would come back into it at this point. But guess not. There we go. My eyes! Open them slowly, and then behold. Purgatory. This looks kind of like a terminal. It does appear to be some sort of waiting hall. Isn't that what I just said? To think that this is what awaited us at the other end of the tunnel. Most fascinating. He's not even listening to me at this point. So what now? While trying to fix that, I didn't leave it muted, did I? Okay, it is unmuted. Just making sure. So what now? I'm certain that we can expect a welcoming committee at any time now. There you are. There's the music. I had to go 3 more lines. Oh. Rise and shine. Oh. Denizens. I love the new cloaked hood. Like, I already kind of like the guide's design. Kind of fit, like, that mysterious stranger vibe who, like, could turn at any moment. The hood adds on to it a bit. Denizens. And there appears to be 2 of you. What is that filthy beast playing at? How dare you prefer to Remm like that? Remm, First name basis, is it? Tisk tisk, Mr. Casarecce. God's favorite little pet. You had better stay that itchy trigger finger of yours, boy. Hasty action will only serve to your detriment. After all, you're not important to anyone anymore. You're just a dead man with no purpose. That's... The way this man talks to Volumnius. Does he know him from before? And you, girl... Vexing as it is to admit, you're entirely unfamiliar to me. Oh, Do not interrupt me. I was just trying to be polite. Then stay silent until you're spoken to. Weren't we just spoken to? Now, allow me to introduce myself. Though, of course, I'm fairly certain that you already have a notion as to who I am. I am he who knows, he who controls, he who is feared and revered, he who is referred to as the King of Shadows. But most importantly, I am the one who shows you the way. And that is why they call me the Guide. Love the new intro speech. Oh, you've been perfecting your craft, haven't you? The Guide, enigmatic ruler of Purgatory. So this is him, huh? His appearance and mannerisms, they are strange, but striking somehow. And what is your name, girl? I'm Isobel. Isobel Salvie. I see. Miss Salvie, would you care to divulge why you're accompanied here by this white knight? Are you not important enough to be brought here by God herself? Allow me to explain. I did not ask you, Mr. Casarecce. I'm asking her. Stare at him silently. God never told me. You're exactly right. I'm not important enough. Please believe my lie, please believe my lie, please believe my lie, Such cruelty bestowed upon you by one who claims to love you, Yes. Very well. Whew. At any rate, welcome to Purgatory, Miss Salvie. Normally, this would be the point where I simply take my leave and allow you to begin your arduous journey of introspection, which someday may or may not lead you away from here. However, my new partner insists that all dwellers deserve a more cohesive introduction to the afterlife. Unfortunately, I must also extend this service to insufferable denizens such as yourself. As far as he knows, I'm not a denizen anymore. He still seems to dislike me, though. So, if you'd care to join me... Lead the way. Not you, obviously. But You're just an escort, aren't you? Unless you have an ulterior motive for being here. You're right. Forgive me for my lack of proper conduct. However, I will await here until Isobel returns from your introduction. That isn't how it's usually done. I've been given strict orders to ensure that Isobel will be all right in your care. I can't believe she doesn't trust me. How utterly devastating. But also entirely warranted. Fine then, Mr. Casarecce. Feel free to enjoy this doll room until your young prodigy returns to tell you about how wonderful Purgatory is. I'll make sure to do that. There's definitely something going on between these two, but what is it all about? I know. We know as the audience if you saw Pitstop. Let us be off, Miss Salvie. Yes, I'll see you soon, Volumnius. Indeed. He has a photo. This is his office now, okay. Pitstop was good, but we have more world building now, which I'm really excited for. And here we are. That was fast. So the wonders of teleportation are not lost on you. How unexpectedly refined for a denizen. What do you have against people from heaven, anyway? I mean, Remm's your sister, so what's with all the hate? It's been a long time since someone irritated me this much in such a short while. You made the last person your right hand, so... He looks very angry. Let me make one thing exceedingly simple for you to understand. If you ever call her my sister again, I'll terminate you on the spot. We are not siblings of any kind. Do I make myself perfectly clear? Yes, sir. Maybe I shouldn't have asked him that. I need to watch myself. In fact, you are spectacularly suspicious. Everything about you screams Remm. Perhaps I should obliterate you right away instead, sparing myself any potential grievances. No. Please, Do I give Astrid the same voice? Although I think you have a new name now. Hi. It's been a while. My character has never met you, but kind of miss seeing you. Guide, what are you doing? I am simply teaching dear Isobel some manners. Is that it? Because to me, it sounded like you were threatening her. Bah. Have you entirely lost your sense of humor, my dear partner? I never liked your idea of fun, and you know that. Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you alright? I think so, yeah. That's a relief. Okay, Astrid, I don't think has changed much after becoming a deity. Or, is she a full-on deity? I think she's a full-on deity. Or is she just deity adjacent? I don't know. That's a relief. I know what a handful this man can be. Someone needs to keep the house clean, remember? What does that even mean? Please forgive him, if you can find it in your hearts. He's very serious about running this place properly. Probably a bit too serious. Someone has to be. Anyway, I'm the voice, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to Purgatory. The voice, I can get behind the name. Oh no, I saw her new name at one point before on like a Discord post, but I completely forgot what it was. And someone else made a good point that interesting that she's called the voice when she was an actress rather than the singer. Like, hey, it still works. Into this, the Hall of Deities. The voice. Compassionate dweller turned deity. Okay, so you are a deity, fully. Okay. Oh, thank you. She seems really nice. And so human somehow. I have a feeling that I'll like her. The voice is such an odd name, though. Maybe she's a good singer or something. Don't grow attached to this one voice. She is a denizen, and not only that, she was accompanied by, someone other than Remm. Uh-huh. Weird. I'm sure it's nothing to worry about, though. It most certainly could be. You need to be more serious, yeah, I know. Let's talk about this later, alright? We're boring poor Isobel. I don't mind. Silence. Just give her the things already, Things? Are we getting the journal again? Think of it as a starter pack to your new life. Things that will be very helpful for you when trying to make peace with your death. You're overstepping your bounds, voice. I am the one who explains this to new arrivals, not you. Explain then instead of complaining. I shall. I miss these two. Like, seeing Remm and Vol again, that was fun. I miss those two, but like these two, I'm gonna love this again. Okay. As my dear associate began to explain, these objects are of particular usefulness to you. Your objective as a guest in Purgatory, a dweller, is to get out of here after all. Making peace with your death, as it were. Now you're just repeating what I said. Your death, regardless of what it entailed, is something that you need to come to terms with. Only then will you be able to leave through the tunnel. For some, this is stunningly difficult, and as a result, there are dwellers who have been here since time immemorial. Really? They may carry denial, or shame, or guilt. Among other things. These are but a few of the reasons why some never manage to leave. But I'm sure you won't have any such troubles. After all, at one point you were apparently fit for heaven. that doesn't necessarily mean... Well, maybe it does. I understand. I think? Thank you for explaining all of this to me. I'm still adjusting. I've been through a lot. Of course. Take all the time you need. Let me tell you, my first day here was nothing but... No one wants to hear about that voice. Now help yourself to these indispensable trinkets. A pamphlet which will offer you invaluable information provided by yours truly. A bag which will allow you to carry an infinite number of things. We really have a bag of folding. Okay. I guess we kind of did have one in the first game too, didn't we? Just wasn't told about it. And a quest log, which will guide you when you are unavoidably lost. The side menu is now available to your right. Oh, we actually have these now. Be sure to have a look at its various features. Main story, Act 1. Make it through your first day in Purgatory. That's the quest log, okay. Bag, we currently just have a piece of heaven. Something you found in Remm's office. It has a faint, pleasant glow about it. Oops, wrong button. And then finally, the pamphlets. Dang, you're dead. I've taken you by the hand, for you must come to my dance. Dang, you're dead. I forgot that's what the pamphlet was called. The ins and outs of the afterlife. Bonus guide. How to accept the transience of life in 10 easy steps. We've got characters. We got Isobel and Remm on here so far. Oh, and the guide, and the voice, and Voluminous. We'll get more... I know there are supposed to be more characters than that at some point. They're just not all in, I'm assuming. So they haven't been added to this list. Isobel Salvie. A poor lost girl enters a brand new world. It's the age-old tale. I forgot I was supposed to be reading these in the voice of the guide. A poor lost girl enters a brand new world. It's the age-old tale, told so many times over that it makes me want to regurgitate. Sadly, however, that is one distinctly human and profoundly disgusting ability that I lack in my repertoire. It's probably for the best that you made it here, though. I find it obvious from your awkward demeanor that you are not particularly loved in life. And clearly heaven didn't want you either. Did I just go too far, you ask? You've seen nothing yet. You're in my world now, and I'll make sure it stays that way. Then we have Remm. All hail God. God is supreme. Not. My sister is a deranged lunatic who spews nonsense to those foolish enough to listen. But I suppose humans will always strive to attain the most basic of pleasures, as long as it comes free to them. Such is the appeal of heaven. She claims to be stronger than me, but I believe there is a reason why we have yet to test our mettle against each other. She fears me, and she's right to do so. The guide? I wasn't always the fantastic being I am today. In fact, I come from humble beginnings, and life on the farm where I grew up was tough. Early on, I had to learn how to depend on others and, excuse me, I couldn't get through that without laughing. I've always been sublime, and I always will be. Claim otherwise, and I shall obliterate you where you stand, ant. Was I human once? Regrettably so. Whatever trail of dirt that unfortunate truth has left on me is long since gone. I am ascended. I am complete. I am the guide. The voice. Not a day goes by without me casually regretting my choice to turn this infuriating girl into a fellow deity. What would compel me to do such a thing? To ascend a dweller to a station of power that nearly rivals my own. I'm quite sure you'd love to know, but I won't tell you. However, there are ways to find out. Perhaps by taking a pit stop of your own in Purgatory. Game already. Regardless, the dwellers have never been happier to be here than they are now. Such is the influence of this curiously appealing girl. who works tirelessly for their sake, for some reason. And final character, Vol, Voluminous Casareche. Remm's loyal dog. An utterly detestable man with a hero complex which borders on egomania. His family is well known in the afterlife, in heaven and purgatory alike. There's just so much fun to be had from a clan full of utterly broken people who use money to wash themselves of their sins. Despite all his shortcomings, he still seems to appeal to the so-called fairer sex. Based on my personal connections, I know this for a fact. I wonder who we're talking about there. Locations and lore. Sure, we'll just read through everything. There's a lot here, but sure, why not? God's office. Here she sits. My dear sister, blessing humanity with her many spontaneous wonders. Except for all the time she spends among the living in the name of getting closer to them, that is. My personal belief is that all that time spent on Earth has whittled away the last vestiges of brilliance she once had. To be granted such power is no coincidence. However, the price of letting the human stain get closer to your soul must be paid. Kinda rude. Hall of Deities. A hall fit for a king. The king of shadows. Me. It is intended to celebrate my many impressive achievements. Though what you see here is but a fraction of what I've accomplished, of course. You're curious about the big door, you say? If you know what's good for you, you'll let that remain a feeling. Even a deity must have his privacy. The Pearly Gates. Innumerable are the men and women who have stood in front of these gates, wishing to enter. Little did any of them know that God is insane, and her criteria for letting you in is beyond any known logic. Denizens, bah, you're better off here with me. At least I'm honest with you in my dislike for you. And finally, the waiting hall. And then we have the lore stuff if we want to look at that real quick. The first and last step for any dweller lucky enough to be a guest in my domain. I don't know how many traumatized humans I've welcomed in my quest to have them fall in line and be good little boys and girls. But it's definitely more than you can ever imagine. Originally, I put that bench there as a simple joke. A single bench for millions upon millions of lost souls. I was expecting them to fight for the seat, but that never happened. Instead, it goes mostly unused. That is the real tragedy of the afterlife. That poor bench, it's sitting there the whole time. And then lore. Denizens. So much reading. Oh, the rejects of heaven. How dare you show your faces here? We both know that this wasn't your first choice. That's quite hurtful, you know. I suppose an argument could be made that you didn't choose willingly to go there, nor here. And if so, by extension, I am needlessly cruel to those who happen to end up here as ex-denizens. However, here's my counter-argument. I don't care. Of course you don't. Dwellers, oh, here's a big one. The Dwellers, my guests of honor and my personal ant farm. Truly, you make my job worth having. As a Dweller, your main objective is to make peace with your death, and then hastily leave this place. I am here to guide you in this process, hence my name. It is quite sad, however, how many end up failing in this most simple of tasks. Do I mind humans staying put? Yes, I want them out. The longer it takes, the more it drains me. This is my purpose, and I will do whatever it takes to fulfill it. So in other words, if I treat you cruelly, you deserve it. Sorry, I need some drink. Shadows. Every shadow is a dweller, but not every dweller is a shadow. What is a shadow exactly? Are they lost, lacking something, heartless, uninteresting, dwellers who have outlived their usefulness, punished creatures, visually unappealing in general? The answer is all of that, and also none of that. What kind of king would I be if I were to so easily divulge what purpose these shadows truly fill in my kingdom? The tunnel and the void, and then we're back to the main story. Where does the tunnel lead? The question I always get and never answer. Partly because I don't want to, and partly because your mind cannot comprehend the answer. How convenient, you may think. I assure you, there's nothing convenient about this abomination of a portal. It can take you anywhere, but the prerequisites are murky at best. One thing is clear, though. Make peace with your death, and the way forward will be clear. Otherwise, you'd best avoid it entirely. In the void. I am the void, and the void is me. It's part of the world, just as I am part of the world. And by part, I really mean entirety. To put it in simpler terms, there can be no purgatory without me, and there can be no purgatory without the void. It is all connected. And besides, darkness is always easier on the eyes than brightness. So maybe you should thank me for my prowess in the fields of visual design. Thank you, guide, I guess. So, there's all the lore we currently have. Definitely not all the lore we're going to. Be sure to have a look at his various features. All of this seems really great. It is. Look at you being all helpful. Smile, yay. Where was this side of you back when I first came here? This is hardly the time to reminisce, Miss Brit. Their dynamic is strange. I can't tell if they like each other or not. Come to think of it, the voice must be the one Volumnius mentioned on the way here. The dweller who got promoted. She made it clear that she was human before, so it's definitely her. Well then, off you go. Where should I go? Seriously, just help her, guide. What happened to the simpler times when dwellers had to solve conundrums for themselves? Figuring out how to leave this place is enough of a riddle, don't you think? I'm very much beginning to regret this partnership. Very well. Every dweller gets a room especially tailored to their preferences for the duration of their stay. Make your way to the Hall of Rooms and you'll find yours. There's a friendly shadow there who can help you further. Shadow? Ah, yes, they're, nobodies. That's all you need to know about them. Now close your eyes and I'll send you directly there, as a first-time courtesy. That's nice. I know. Farewell for now, Miss Salvie. See you later, Isobel. Bye. What the? I didn't even have time to say bye back. Guide seemed hopeful enough after the voice arrived, but he obviously has his eyes on me. I have a feeling that if it weren't for her, if this is what he's like now, how are things here before she arrived? Or actually, what if she's faking the pleasantness? Don't worry, she's not. I shouldn't be so quick to believe what these deities say. In fact, who should I trust? Can I trust anyone at all? Maybe there's someone here in Purgatory who has more things in common with me. Maybe... Hi. I like this music. Oh yeah, I haven't touched on the music yet, have I? I haven't gushed over the music yet. It's a lot of the same really good music from Pitstop. Just like changed up tunes and whatnot, full soundtracks. Except for a couple weird places that felt like they should have music but didn't. That's my only problem with the music so far. I beg your pardon, miss. Huh? You startled me. Oh dear. I did not mean to. I didn't mean to. I tried waving to you, but you seemed lost in thought. Eventually, I started to worry. The well-being of dwellers is my top priority, you see. You can even make an argument that is my reason for existing. I see. You don't have to worry, I'm just pondering stuff, I guess. As is to be expected. Your first day in Purgatory, am I correct? That's right. Then it is my honor to welcome you here. To the Hall of Rooms. Pamphlet content unlocked. Hall of Rooms. Didn't we already look at the... Oh, it's right here. The voice once talked to me about a movie which dealt with a terrifying hallway with no end. Normally, I wouldn't listen to such blathering nonsense, but the imagery of it all was somehow inspiring. And so, I decided to build this, the Hall of Rooms. Before, there was no real rhyme or reason when it came to the placement of each guest's individual room in Purgatory. But now we have an entire building dedicated solely to this purpose. An infinite one, I may add. I can only imagine how impressed you must be right now. I love the new design. I love that we're getting a full-on world this time. This is where every single room for every single dweller is located. A refined establishment for an equally refined afterlife. All run by me, your humble servant, Indalesio. Indalesio? I'm assuming Indalesio. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. Correct me down below in the comments. Indalesio, untiring, service-minded shadow. It's a pleasure to meet you. We have new pamphlet stuff. We're going to get a lot of this. There is nothing more valuable than a man who knows his place. Such is the way of Indalesio. And for that reason, even I find it hard to say something negative about him. But I'll do it anyway, just because I can. This shadow is a complete adult who, while impressively loyal, consistently fails to live up to my expectations. It's a cautionary tale, really. Even if your heart, or lack thereof, is in the right place, it does not mean a thing unless you have the ability to back it up. Do you have to be rude to everyone, guide? It's a pleasure to meet you. The pleasure is all mine, miss. Ah, but I'm sure you're eager to access your room, yes? That's right. Then that's... Oh, you're a denizen. Is that a problem? Not a problem strictly, but more of an inconvenience. For you, that is. How so? You see, dwellers have the ability to access their rooms directly through simply thinking about them. This is a courtesy that is not extended to denizens, and as such you must come here and talk to me every time you want to enter your room. I'm dreadfully sorry for this, but rest assured that I'll stand here day and night, ready to attend to your every need. I see. Well, that's good to know. Thank you. So, even though we're dead, we still need to sleep? Yes, about that. Strictly speaking, no, you do not require sleep. There is no proper passage of time here, and your body does not need to recharge as it would during your livelier days. That said, resting still feels good and may provide room for some much-needed reflection. Therefore, it is still recommended to partake in the occasional shut-eye. I guess that makes sense. Just don't sleep through any important events. I'm assuming we're not going to, because if we missed the important things while sleeping, that would be bad. Actually, this game I think has a day-night cycle. I think I read that in something. I don't know how it's going to work, but I think this game actually has day and nights. So we might have to actually be careful with time management. I guess that makes sense. But you mentioned that you'd be here day and night. How is that possible if time doesn't flow? Maybe it was just an expression? Ah yes, another fine topic of a conversation. You see, up until recently, when we were graced with the arrival of the voice, being a dweller was markedly worse. She pioneered some groundbreaking changes which have made the afterlife here in Purgatory a considerably improved experience, meant to more properly emulate human living conditions. Of these changes is the One of these changes is the addition of a faux day-night cycle. So no, time doesn't really move, but the changing of scenery and brightness over a simulated 24-hour time span creates the illusion that it does. Wow, this place just keeps getting weirder. Wonderfully weird, one might say. Would you mind showing me to my room? But of course! And I do apologize profusely if my explanation came across as long-winded. It's fine, Indalecio. Then if you'll follow me. Here we are, miss. A room prepared especially for you. If there's anything else, I'll be stationed where you found me last. Thank you. Huh. As far as I can tell, it really is perfect. I should have a proper look around. Ooh, Isabel's room. Locations. Here it is. Such a sad, sad place. The colors alone are enough to induce panic in any self-respecting deity. But even beyond that, oh, just sad. So go sleep for a while, Isobel. Look at your pretty face in the mirror, and keep fearing that letter. It's time for some mental gymnastics, little girl, and you're late for class. What are we missing about our max... Unsent letter. What? It's the letter I never sent. What's that doing here? Nope, not going down that route just yet. Okay. We got leave room, not gonna do that just yet. My reflection in the comfiest of beds. Well, at least she's pretty. I'm more than just my cute looks, father. You'll see. We're dead. I don't think he's gonna see. Rich girl's ceiling lamp. It's lampy. She'd glow brightly all around. She'd glow brightly all through the night, keeping me company. This is all so strange. What's up with this extra room over here? This bed looks just like... No, it doesn't just look the part. It's definitely my bed. The one I have... had back home. It's the best bed in the whole world. Well, someone's really done their homework. Whatever place I'll be staying at once I'm back in heaven, we'll have a tough time competing with this. In some ways, it's even better than it was back when I was alive. It's suddenly hitting me, now that I'm alone for the first time since dying. I can't believe that I'm really dead, aren't I? Father always said that I died poor and unwanted if I didn't take the Salvie name seriously. Like my mother before me, I had him to thank for everything. Women have to work harder, he told me, or else they'll be treated like they deserve, inferior to men. Oh, I hate her dad. And now look at me. Was he right about all those awful things? No. Is it my own fault for not trying harder? Was it my own privilege that caused all of this to happen? Why was I killed? Why would someone poison me? Was I really that terrible of a person? Will time eventually help me figure it out, like Remm said? I need some air. Or whatever it is I'm breathing here. I should go back outside. Oh, you're gonna kick me automatically out? Go back. Looking at the time, this is actually a pretty good place to end things off. This one ended up with me reading a whole bunch of the pamphlet and just meeting the guide and the voice, I guess. I love how the guide almost called her Miss Braid at one point, but had to catch himself like, nope, not your name anymore. Oh. Ooh. Getting a lot of the same feelings I got. This is... Oh, I'm so excited about this. We're 2 episodes in. back to back, and I'm still really excited about this. This is still just 0.1 version. Like, this game isn't even close to finished, and I'm already so excited for what's to come. But, this is the last one I'm going to be recording for right now. It might be a day or two before I actually get to record again. So I might have to actually catch myself back up. But anyways, I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and I hope to see you next time. So, without further ado, take care, everybody.